In this segment, we're going to talk about the correct way to use who and whom. The basic explanation is that we use who when the pronoun is functioning as the subject of a clause, and we use whom when the pronoun is functioning as the object of a clause. Let me give you a couple of sentences. Okay, so I have two sentences up here, and we're going to figure out if we use who or whom. And remember that I mentioned the first thing that we want to identify is the pronoun functioning as the subject or the object of the position. Now, something that helps a little bit in determining if the pronoun is in the subject or the object position is to actually replace the word, the indefinite article, with a pronoun. So we're going to do this he or him replacement. That will simply help our ear be able to hear better if we're in the subjective case or the objective case. So in our first sentence, blank is coming to the meeting. Is it who is coming to the meeting or whom is coming to the meeting? This one's pretty easy. Let's put in he or him. He is coming to the meeting or him is coming to the meeting? Well, our ear can very clearly hear that because we've got this is coming to the meeting with our verb, we need to have our pronoun be in the subjective case. In other words, who is coming to the meeting? Next sentence, to who should we deliver the book, or to whom should we deliver the book? Now, when I have a to who or a to whom question, here's how I analyze and reframe the question so that I can hear what case I'm dealing with. I simply answer the question. So if I'm saying to who or whom should we deliver the book, I answer the question. So I say we should deliver the book to, and then I can easily put in my pronoun test, to him. We of course wouldn't say to he, because in fact, if we put in that pronoun test, this word is actually the object of this preposition to. It's the object of this preposition to. So I know that this sentence that requires that indefinite pronoun, I'm going to put in to whom should we deliver the book. Again, to test that, I've restructured to answer the question and then tried to replace it with that personal pronoun he or him. So let's now look at another version or form of whomever, of whom and who. Okay, now we're going to change our basic pronoun format to whoever or whomever. And sometimes it seems to get a little bit trickier, but really it's not. And here's the trick. Here's what you need to do to test out if I use whomever in my sentence or I use whoever in my sentence. Where previously we tested out he or him, in this case, when we're talking about testing out for whoever or whomever, we want to use what I call the he-who test, okay? He-who. We're going to test out our sentence using the he-who or the him test, just specifically when we're analyzing whoever and whomever. Let me give you a couple of examples. Okay, so first of all, we've got our question, which I have appropriately used the objective case of whom. To whom will you give the report? And in answer, you see potentially these two sentences. Let's figure out if we should use the subjective case of whoever or the objective case of whomever. I will give the report to whomever or whoever. Well, let's do our he who test and him. I will give the report to he who, or I will give the report to him. So the ear can clearly hear that it would be, I would give the report to him. So in other words, I am in the, this is an object. I'm in the objective case, and I'm going to use the word to whomever, okay? Now, let's go to the next sentence that's very similar, but we've made an important change. I will give the report to whomever needs it, or whoever needs it. Well, here's the trick. When you see words that come after the spot where we're analyzing if we should use a who or a whom or a whoever or a whomever, let me repeat this. When you see words that come after that spot where I'm using one of those pronouns, I need to test and see if in fact that pronoun is functioning as the subject of an embedded clause. Now, in most cases, if I do this he who test, it's going to take care of giving me the answer to that question. So I will give the report to him needs it, or I will give the report to he who needs it. He who clearly helps my ear hear that this word is actually in the subject position. Now you might be going, subject, object, how can this be the subject? It's still coming after the to. Here's the answer. Over here, one word coming after the to, functioning as, this one word is functioning as the object of that preposition. In this sentence, however, this entire embedded clause, this is still functioning as the object of this preposition, but it's this entire embedded clause. And the difference is that the word right here is functioning as the subject of this embedded clause. So it's functioning of the subject of this, I'm going to make it dotted because it's secondary, of this verb. So in fact, I here need to use whoever. So whereas in this sentence I would say, I will give the report to whomever, period. In my second sentence, because the word is in the subject position of the sentence, within this entire objective clause, I'm going to say, I will give the report to whoever needs it. Suddenly, I hope I've demystified how to use whoever and whomever. My goal is to make it boring. You make it boring and you demystify it by simply recognizing that I have to test out if words come after it. I'm going to test out to see if it's functioning as the subject of an embedded clause.